Good morning and welcome to our live crafting session this morning. My name's Jenny McCormack. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is near Silverstone, the Formula One circuit amongst other things, and that's here in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me. It's Monday morning, 10 AM on the 8th of April 2024, and I have our latest stamp set of the week, which I'll be sharing with you for this week. And this is also the design I do today is also our coffee and card design, starting tomorrow in Brackley, and then again Friday, and then next Monday in Toaster. As you can see, it's called Hot Air Balloon, and that's exactly what it features. It features two different types of balloon, and this is a two-step stamp set. So to make the balloons, it's two sets of stamps that you will need. Good morning to you, Jeanette, and good morning, Caroline. I thought that this would be a great one for coffee and card. There's lots of options for stamping. We'll keep Scott happy because there's lots of options for masking lots of balloons. And also for anybody who doesn't want to do too much stamping, there are some dies that create the balloon shape. So they cut out the two types of balloons, and obviously I have those in multiple colours. So if anybody doesn't want to do the stamping, they can use the die cut pieces. The Hot Air Balloon stamp set was the one actually with the dies that we used for our card class in Buckingham on Saturday, and I'll show you the cards that we made there. I'll just move that out of the reflection, really. Wherever I put it is going to be in the way. Okay, let's do that. So I showed some of these before. So these are just the balloon dies. I cut 5 of them and then scored them in half to create the balloons. And I used some vellum here with the basic borders dies that have this lovely cloud shape, and I just used a blending brush over the edge of that to create that. This one's just using the balloon, but I added in the lovely trees from Delicate Forest, and just to create a little scene. And this banner comes as part of the set. This one used some papers with the clouds on, and this is the stamped version of the balloon, and then this is another version of that very first one as well. So let me show you the stamp set and the dies, and we will get cracking. I hope you had a nice weekend. Morning, Teresa. So let me show you the components. So we have Hot Air Balloon. These two go together. This is the outline of the big balloon, and then you can either put these panels in, or you can add in this one here, entirely up to you. And then we have two little baskets, one larger one for the bigger balloon and a small one for the smaller balloon. And then we have just a note to lift you up, hang in there, wish big, and up, up and away, hooray, it's your birthday. So great stamp set. It's photopolymer, and so that does make life a bit easier in terms of layering up those two-step stamps, obviously. I've just brought this one here because I wanted to use the birds from In the Ocean, so I'll be using those. And then with the dies, there's quite a lot in there. There are 16 dies altogether. You have this heart-shaped one, which could be a heart-shaped balloon, or it can just be a heart, of course, here. And then you've got the layers that go in it. And there's some designer series paper that have balloons on in this shape. And then we have the two main balloon shapes, this one and this one as well. This is the banner that goes across, and it's got some nice stitching around it. We've got the two little baskets like so. So actually with this set you can use the dies completely on their own. We also have this one here which has got the bottom section onto the basket. Actually there's 3 baskets, so these 2 match the stamps but they would work in their own right, and then this one is a finer die cut. And then you've got assorted banners, so you can have this one here, and obviously you could use that banner for all sorts of things. You've got this pretty lace one there that goes in there. That one I've done. We've got some clouds, and then you've also got some plain panels that can go over here with a message on, and then there's one for this one as well. 2 clouds, and then you've got this little set of curves that can go on the smaller balloon. So plenty in the set. The stamp set on its own is £19, and then you can buy the dies on their own, and you can also buy them as a bundle. I think the bundle is £42.25 because it's discounted by 10%, and this one is carrying over into the new catalogue. So let me put those away before I lose any, and we're just going to concentrate today on some stamping. I've also got the cloud punch, and I'm pretty sure the cloud punch is retiring, and our retiring sale starts tomorrow. So there's a lot of retiring items from last year's annual catalogue and also from our January to April catalogue, and the discounts kick in tomorrow. So if there's something you want that's retiring, I would recommend not leaving it too long. Okay, I've got a base white card. I haven't decided on my layer behind. I will do that when I come to put the card together. And we're going to be working on just a piece of basic white card. Let me grab this piece, and I have already die cut those stitched clouds, but you could also use this cloud punch and use that. And I'm just going to do a little bit of effectively masking with this, but I'm just going to use this to create a cloud effect. Hi Catherine, good morning, and good morning Nicole. Thank you for joining us. So all I'm going to do is create my background scene to start with, and I'm just going to put this piece, this is vellum, so it makes it easy, you can see where it's going to go if you had something stamped behind it. What you could do is stamp your balloon first and mask it off, and then put your clouds behind. But I'm just going to keep this straightforward as our basic coffee and card design. We normally have extra children attend because it's still Easter break for some of the schools in the region here. So we're very lucky normally to have Caroline's grandchildren. So I'm going to turn this one over so that I've got a different sort of line, and I'm just using a blending brush, and I'm just literally using the ink that is on there. I don't want it too dark because I'm going to stamp my balloon, and so if I made it too dark it wouldn't show up against the background there. So let's just do a little bit more of this. I'm not sure if you can see that. Can you see the cloud on there? Just. As always for me, it's I can see more detail than you can. That's the wonder of the camera, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just putting a little bit more ink on here, and I'm just going to do a sort of angled piece like this. So I'm starting on the vellum and then pushing it away. like so. Hope you can see that a little bit better maybe now. There we go. Let's just go over this little piece here, maybe connect those together. So this has got a combination of blues on it. I tend to use balmy blue or boho blue for my clouds and sky. There we go. So that's going to be my background. Hopefully you can see that. And now I'm going to stamp my balloon, and I will add some birds in the sky as well. So I'm going to use this larger one here, and very cleverly Stampin' Up, I've cut a hole in the middle so that you don't over ink it, if you can see that. And then my infill is this one here with the fancy pattern. I'm going to use this one here. Okay, I have blocks ready, like so, but I do want to grab a cleaning cloth, so bear with me 1 second while I grab that. Luckily it's not very far from here to my cloakroom where they are in the sink. Right, so I'm just wiping this down because I had a feeling it wasn't very clean, and indeed I was right. So I hope everybody had a nice weekend. Good morning, Annabelle. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for saying hi. Much appreciated. Okay. Right, so I'm going to pop my balloon. Where have I got? I think I'm going to put my sentiment down here actually. So maybe my balloon will work nicely in there. And I'm going to use quite bold colours against that sky. So I'm thinking Starry Sky and Garden Green, or those two, or those two, Red and Green. I'm not sure. Let's start with Garden Green. Excuse me. So going to ink up. So this is the main balloon. I'll stamp it on here so you can see what it will look like. And before Thursday evening, which will be my next live, I will stamp out all the components so you can see them. This is just some scratch paper, so I'm not going to get a perfect image because it's quite a rough surface. And I can see I've got a tiny bit of something on there. I'll just wipe that down. Okay. And we've got 2 new kits that have been released, and I've ordered those. Can't remember if I ordered both or not. Anyway, when they arrive I will show those to you. Okay, so I'm going to pop this balloon up here on the right hand side. Like that. There we go. And then I can't quite decide. It's Monday morning. Right, let's see how inky this one is. Because I want it quite bold. Not massively inky. Let's try Starry Sky. Good morning, Lynn. Thanks for joining us. Lovely to catch you briefly after our class in Buckingham on Saturday. So our next Buckingham class, if anybody needs to know, is the 4th of May. That should be an easy date to remember. Oh, that looks better. Yeah. So I'm going to have to take my glasses off for this. And you just want to take your time positioning these together. Hopefully I've got that about right. There we go. There's our balloon. So there's a gap top and bottom. Okay, and it's quite good to use bold colours because it's easier to see. If I just stamp onto here where to position this, she says. And I tend to use the edges to work out where that's going to be. Okay, so now we're going to add our little basket underneath here. So as I said, there's 2 baskets. There's one for the larger balloon, which has got a little bit more detail on, which is this one here. Oh, I'm going to add some birds as well. Let's cover this one up for the time being. And let's just see if I've got basket coloured ink. I've got wild wheat, which might be a good basket sort of colour. Everything else is already packed for coffee and card this afternoon, so no, I'm going to go darker than that. So let's grab a basic grey. Just clean that off. Oh, that's very light indeed. Okay, let me grab an espresso. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. If that's better. Yeah, that's a bit better. I know this is my spare espresso, so it's not always got a lot of ink on it, but just going to pop that on there and connect the 2 together. Like so. I'm going to add in those birds from On the Ocean. This is a whole set of them, and it just helps set that scene really. And that's another one that's retiring, I'm pretty sure, as is Oceanfront, which is the other. Is it? I think Oceanfront is retiring. Okay, so just deciding where I'm going to put my birds. I think I'm going to have them up there. So what you could do if you wanted to is cover this up and have them coming out from behind the balloon. And a quick way to do that might be to use, this is one of the die cuts, so this cuts out that balloon, but you could effectively just position that on there and stamp the birds. Should we give that a go? So I'm using that as a mask basically. Just try them out first. Yeah, not in blue though. Although I don't know, I quite like that. Something different, isn't it? Okay. So just adding a little extra pressure where the edge of the balloon is, like so. There we go. So coming out from behind the balloon. And then I'm going to add a sentiment. And I quite like this one here, up, up and away, hooray, it's your birthday. You could get away with actually quite a big sentiment because I have got a happy birthday here. So maybe that would be better. And then I could do up, up and away on the inside if I wanted to. Let's just clean that one off. And what I also might do, I'll have a look and see, is stamp that and then punch it out with the cloud punch, so it's on here with the cloud. I'm going to use that Starry Sky again. Okay, so just going to pop this here. You don't want to get it too close to the bottom because you don't want it to jam in the punch. If it's right on the edge, the card can get stuck in there. You want a nice gap around it. That fits nicely, like so. Happy birthday. And what I could do then is, to make that stand out, is I could add some more background sky with my template here, or I could edge this with some blue. I think now I've got that, I can add in, let's make sure I'm not putting ink anywhere I shouldn't. I can add in some more clouds now that I've got that there. So this is my blending brush with, as I say, just a little bit of balmy blue ink on it, like so. Turn it over so you get a different part of that. Like so. And let's just do that little bit there. Obviously you could utilise this with any scenery sets you've got. So if you've got the ocean front or you've got the lighthouse, not that balloons tend to go over a lot of water, but you could use any of those. The delicate forest we use for the one that I had. And with the blending brushes, you really don't need to add much ink because you can build it up, and the closer your hand is to the head of the brush, the more pressure you can add. If you've got a lot of ink on it, move your hand down so that you're not adding so much pressure. But I know there's not much ink on here. Let's just put a little bit across this bottom here. That'll make our little white cloud hopefully stand out. There we go. And where did he go? There he is. Oh, happy birthday. Actually, I could do a little bit more. Just general shading. Oh yes, ocean front as fields, that's a great idea. Or, what did I use the other day? It'll come to me in a minute. Oh, it's gone now. Oh, Hills of Tuscany. That's the one. Hills of Tuscany, that's got the little house and the hills. That would be perfect for this. So having got my lines for my clouds, I'm now going over just to add in a little bit more blue. We want some blue sky, don't we? But I like to do that after I built my scene, because you don't want it too dark. Well, I don't, you know me. And let's just add a little line behind this balloon piece there, because obviously you can see through that gap. There we are. So there's our cloudy sky. As I said, to me it looks much more detailed than you can see, or at least I can see on my screen. Okay, so I think my happy birthday can go on with some dimensionals. Not that I can see any to hand, but I will put those on with dimensionals and layer that onto my card. Okay, let's put these away so I don't knock any ink pads off. So I've just got to decide what colour layer I'm putting behind, and I'm thinking either the starry sky or that garden green. Now starry sky is one of our retiring colours, along with Orchid Oasis, Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, and Tahitian Tide. I can never remember that name. Isn't that weird? So I'm going with that starry sky, so I can use up some of that colour. So let's put this layer down first. She says, buried everything today. So this one, doesn't matter which way you mount these, whether you do this one first or the other one onto this layer. Entirely up to you. I tend to work from the base up. So that's going to go onto there. Makes a great masculine card, obviously, or anybody who likes the countryside or travel. And obviously you could have multiple balloons in here, so you could do this in landscape format and have lots of balloons. And there's our happy birthday, which is going to go on with some dimensionals when I unpack them from my case. Actually, I've got some strips I can use to do that. And we're done. Just throw that one away, it's a bit manky. So a little bit of adhesive on the back, so I'm using our strips of dimensionals, our foam pads, and I think what I might do is just brush the edge. So if you haven't got any blending brushes, you can use a sponge dauber or a sponge if you prefer. Oh, actually I just had a thought, and I could have done that before I layered that up, was to whether to put clouds behind that. So it stands out a little bit more. What do you think? With or without the cloud behind? Actually, I could do it straight on it. Gives it a little bit of interest. Yes, maybe I'll do that. Not necessarily splitting it. Everybody says with. Oh, well done. So straight on or offset, I wonder. I think I'm going to do it straight on, and then you'll see it behind like that. Okay, so there we go, and I could add the cloud detail onto the card, onto the envelope. So what I could do is take this and then use that as a mask, for example, to create my cloud shape like that, and have that on the envelope. I might do that on the inside actually. Why not? So just be careful, because this is cut quite close to the edge. Just be careful that you don't brush over this edge. So if I knew I was going to use this for a stencil, I would have put it more central and as high up as I could. But for the purposes here, maybe what I'll do is have this one coming off. So again, I haven't added any more ink other than what I'd added earlier on. So there's that one, and then let's do another one here, like so. I know it should be the other way around. Sky's blue and the clouds are effectively white or grey. Oh, let's make that a bit more defined. So I'm just making it darker by adding more pressure. Obviously the ink will run out eventually. There we go. So we've got some clouds at the bottom. I just do one very light one here. So there we go. So I think we'll have fun with this at Coffee and Card tomorrow. There we go, just a little bit light in the background. And there we go. So that is Hot Air Balloon. As I say, the stamp set is £19. The bundle with the dies, I'm pretty sure, is $42.25. And the dies are 28. So you can just buy the dies on their own, and they'll basically allow you to cut out all of these elements, including the banner and the baskets. So your choice. So there we go, Hot Air Balloon. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you like the design, and for those that are coming to Coffee and Card, I hope you have fun with that over the week. And as I said, our sale starts effectively 11 PM, so it's midnight tonight in Europe, which is 11 PM for us here. So if there's anything you want in the sale, you can pop it in your basket ready or email me. And for everybody who's ordered things that are coming up in the sale, I have those all ready to go, assuming they haven't sold out in the meantime. There is always that risk, of course. So thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy your week, and I shall be, Caroline says offset, sorry Caroline, only just seen it. I will be here again live Thursday evening. You might see me beforehand if I show one of the kits. One has cats and dogs, so I suspect when I get that one I'll want to use it straight away. So you might well see me before then. Thank you so much everyone. Do take care and have a great week ahead. Bye for now.